Hello and welcome everyone to Invest Smarter, monetizing data with Sigma and where to invest. My name is Zalak Trivedi. I'm a product manager here at Sigma. I lead the product vision and strategy for our embedded analytics product. And then I help hundreds of Sigma customers provide value to their customers as well as monetize their treasure trove of the data that they have been collecting over the years. With me, I have stand-up comedian, real estate investor, and CEO of Where to Invest, Tapan Trivedi. Tapan, welcome to the session. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and WTI?
Yes. So my name is Tapan Trivedi, as you said, founder and CEO of a brand new startup called Where to Invest. I've been a full-time real estate investor for the last 17, maybe even 18 years. And we created WTI, or as we call it, Where to Invest called WTI, to solve the problem of accurate hyperlocal location data for real estate investors. Get data from over 1,700 sources. And we realized that if we can make some sense out of this for us, and we can probably create some income out of that.
That's pretty amazing. I'm excited to learn more about this. Um, for our agenda today, we are going to talk a little bit about what is Sigma. If you're here, you're already a Sigma customer, great. It will be a quick overview for you. And if you're new, you get to learn a little bit about Sigma. We're going to go into a deep dive for where to invest. And then at the end, we have a fireside chat between myself and Tapan. With that, let's talk about what is Sigma. Well, Sigma is a BI product that is built specifically for the business users. We are evolving into a data application platform. We have 5 main tenants. The spreadsheet interface, which makes it extremely easy for anybody to consume data and interact with it and analyze it. We focus on multiplayer BI, which is pretty much anybody who has a spreadsheet knowledge, or if you can write SQL or Python, you're all able to collaborate in the same workbook. We have real-time write back where you can use our input tables functionality to add your own data and add context to the existing information that you've been presented. We have AI for speed and power. One of the things that our CTO and co-founder says is that with Sigma's AI, we want to make hard things possible and easy things even simpler. And lastly, cloud scale and security. We want to make sure that we are able to provide the security at the top-notch level. We rely heavily on your cloud data warehouse to bring in the security, but you also have multiple levels of security that you can set within Sigma itself. Let's talk a little bit about why embed with Sigma. Tapan is our embedded customer. And when we started kind of building and thinking about embedding within Sigma, we had 3 business objectives in mind, and which is what our partners also typically have in mind. The first thing was we wanted to accelerate time to market. It is very crucial that you're able to beat out your competition and have an analytics product out of the market before anyone else does. It increases the value of your product. You wanted to provide a very tailored UX with super less overhead, and then also increase revenue with flexible monetization paths where you can start off with a view-only deployment where your users can only consume the dashboards that you have created. But over time, as your audience matures, you can give them a lot more power where they can explore or create their own analysis from the data that you provide. So that's a little bit about Sigma. Let's do a deep dive into where to invest. Tapan, I'll hand it over to you to, at a high level, talk about the problem that company solves as well as what where to invest is doing in this area.
All right. So here's the challenge, right? So people who invest in real estate, investing in real estate has made the most millionaires of any kind of invest vehicle out there. Right? So, and investing and getting your rental portfolio has been a time and tried and true method to add additional income or actually get out of the rat race completely. Right. But what's happened in recent times, and I mean in the last 3 to 4 years, is that people in over 180 metros are finding it impossible to find anything in the city that they live in at a reasonable price or someplace where it'll cash flow, right? So because the property values have gone tremendously,
Right.
however, the rents haven't caught up with that. So what happens is they invest in, if they invest in their own backyard, they invest in perhaps the worst neighborhoods. We're talking about like a lot of crime, not really good tenant pools, all those things, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. So what do? They have to go someplace else. However, the fear of the unknown, especially when it comes to risking your entire capital,
Mhm.
right, is too large. So people basically just don't do anything, or they invest in their own backyard in really bad neighborhoods. So what we decided to do was go ahead and collect relevant data for real estate investors for every known neighborhood in
Mhm.
the country. And we said, okay, we give that to them and they can see what it's like, and they can make a decision in like 5 minutes, right? Then they can actually invest someplace where the numbers make so much more sense,
Right.
right? So that's the reason why we created this. And the solution that we have is that we have two products. One is the address evaluator, and one is the find neighborhood. So, you could input what you have. Oh, there it is. Thank you. So we have find neighborhoods, and that you can input how much capital you have, what kind of real estate you or outcome are you? Are you investing for cash flow? Do you want to flip houses, or do you want to do BRRRR, which is buy, rehab, rent, refinance, and repeat? It's like the hot term in real estate for the last few years. And, and you give them what you risk, give us what your risk profile is. Like, how much risk are you willing to tolerate? I want crime to be this much and no more. I want the income to be 3 times rent, 4 times rent.
Right.
All of those, and we quantified risk for real estate investments, that it's easily understandable and that you could actually go ahead and input that, and you will get the neighborhoods all around the country where you can actually buy a rental today. And we
Why
also do all the
neighborhoods? Why did you end up choosing neighborhoods versus something like zip code that people are pretty used to, or cities per se?
Okay, so this is my personal platform for venting. It's zip codes are not meant, they were not made for real estate investors. Zip codes were made so that the postal employees will go ahead and can go ahead and deliver the mail efficiently. They have literally nothing to do with how people behave. When you're investing in real estate, you want to know the sets of people and how they are behaving together, right? And we have that unit. That's the neighborhood, right?
Right.
And within a single zip code, and this is one of the things on our site that we have put up there, which is a single zip code. It's in Cleveland. It is 8 different neighborhoods, and the top value of all those 8 neighborhoods of property value average in one neighborhood is $565,000, and the lowest is $103,000. But they're all
Wow.
in the same zip code, right? So zip code, you're gonna go below zip code to understand what is actually going on. I mean, if you are investing by zip codes, then you are potentially inviting hurt into your investment portfolio.
Got it. So I'm assuming this is the clear differentiator that WTI has against any of the
Yeah,
competitors.
so we
That's
we
granularity
yes,
in data.
lot of time getting the accurate neighborhood boundaries that the locals would know immediate, right? So you would
Mhm.
have the same knowledge that the locals has without traveling there. So that's the key. That's the key. And then we also
Makes
came
sense.
up with the analyze address, and Our company has a patent on that, which is the size, economic diversity, our secrets methodology that we call it, to evaluate a location in under 5 minutes. The size, economic diversity, crime, residence, real estate, equity and cash flow, team building, and suite trends. These are all subsequent gates. You go from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It passes all the 8 gates to your liking, invest there. If it doesn't, don't. It's as simple as that.
Right. There are thousands of neighborhoods available. Move on to the next one, right?
Right. There's like 30,000 neighborhoods
I
in the
see.
USA, right? In 29,000 and some changes. And then out of that, you need maybe 2, 3 neighborhoods to build your property portfolio that will get you out of the rat race. It's not about the number of neighborhoods. It's where you are going to find your perfect neighborhood. Already doing this for your own house, right? You are so relevant. You want to make sure that the schools are good, the parks are good, there's good restaurants, this, that, all those things, right? What we have done is simplified the same criteria for investment.
Got it.
Yeah.
Awesome. You will talk a little bit of,
we have a lot of tools and training. We are a cleverly disguised training company with a lot of software that we have developed ourselves. But so we are committed to providing a result. We're not just a software company that is giving you a tool to use. We want you to actually go ahead and create a result, which is to create wealth and to get out of place.
Got it. Got it. So basically, you're collecting all of this public data that is available to everybody, passing it through the secret sauce that WTI has, and then giving actionable insights, or almost like democratizing the data to all the people who want to invest in real estate.
Right. And at a very affordable price. I should absolutely mention that, because this kind of data is a norm when you're investing in high-end property. So if multifamily people that invest in shopping complexes, all those things, they're used to using this. Basically the big boys have been used so far.
Right.
And now what we are doing it is bringing it to everybody. So
that's amazing.
Yeah.
All right. So let's get into the demo.
We're doing that. Nice. Let's do that.
Yeah. I am going to play this video and you can walk us through the demo. How does that sound?
Awesome. Make it big if you can, please. I'm the non-technical guy, just in case you guys haven't figured it out yet. Okay, so this is, we are using the address evaluator tool, and you just drop in an address of any of the 160 million addresses in the USA. And now we have the size screen, and we just want to make sure that it's big enough. Yeah, so it's the secondary metro area, which is perfect, which is awesome. Next, the map on the left changes as you change dashboards. So now this is economic diversity. You want to make sure that not a single industry has a lot of people employed in the metro area as well as the neighborhood. This is the crime. On the left, the graph is how the neighborhood compares to the rest, all the neighborhoods in the USA. The one on the right, how it compares to the rest of the neighborhoods in the metro area. And it's pretty easy: green, yellow, red. This is the residence. What is a tenant pool, or what the people looking in there look like? Family income versus individual income. So, for singles, you want to look at family income. And this is the real estate. What kind of real estate? Other real estate is this. What are the rents like? What are the values? What is the age? And this is something that we're quite proud of: equity and cash flow. So what you can do with this is in this neighborhood. First of all, the cash flow. I guess we're going to do equity. Equity, this is the buy box. So you can buy this percentage, all the orange percentage of at price, and still can create. And this is the swings and trends, which way the market's going, population, number of households, and then you can download all these reports, and people are using all the stats in the downloaded report to raise capital. And this is the Find Your Neighborhood tool. You can create as many risk profiles as you like, and which is the daring, and you fill the details. And all you have to do is fill in how much capital you have, what can raise, what kind of financing, what kind of cash flow, what you're looking for, cash flow, equity, where you are investing, and click, and there you go. You have all the neighborhoods out there. The deal power is, what is the power of the neighborhood to give you deals, the kind of deals that you're looking for, right? So, and you can click and go directly to Google Maps and look at it. And the maps on the left-hand side tell you exactly what it is. And there's a cool little feature out there, the median rent, and it also tells you right away how safe is the neighborhood crime-wise as compared to the rest of the USA. So you can at a glance see, and then of course you can click, and this is where we are using the AI capability, and it just says, what's been happening recently in the neighborhood and the metro area. In terms of, Intel's announcement, popular value have risen, infrastructure investments, some economic diversification, all those things, right? So we are giving you everything that you need, and if you can click on one of the neighborhoods, it'll and then you can filter it by yield. What is the yield that you're looking for, and what is the maximum value you are willing to pay. It'll even further distill down the available neighborhoods and give you most people, when they start with like 1,000 neighborhoods, and then they filter down to 2, 3, 4 neighborhoods, and then and they invest there.
That's pretty cool. And I'm assuming all of the right side of this address evaluator is Sigma. This is where you're bringing in all of the information.
Yes. So left is Carto, right is Sigma. Sigma is all the data that we are using in all our dashboards were made in Sigma. We went through a few dogs before we arrived at Sigma. And it has been, the challenge before that, but then we got that, and it's like, oh, you can take Excel and make it happy. And it was like, okay, I can handle Excel. Like my tech experience was like 18, 19 years, right?
Wow. Yeah.
Coming from that level of thing, and I'm coming back, and I have no idea. And so, anyway,
That's awesome. Let's actually get to the fireside chat portion of this session.
Sure, let's do that now. That's just talking, right?
Yeah. All right. So let me ask you this question, right? Why did WDI decided to buy a tool versus build this capability in-house?
Oh, that's easy. Startup. we don't have that much funding and stuff, so we have like one developer. So if there's something off the shelf that we could use, we're gonna use it. Like we are in a position to build an entire analytical engine ourselves. We had to choose the part that would allow us to focus on building the product that will get us the money. So it's that there will be other things. It's always going to be something that we can easily use and focus on easily.
Makes sense. So like, how did you end up deciding on choosing Sigma?
Okay, so it's been a while since I remember me and our wonderful CTO, who's awesome. We first went Explore, and then we went to Explore. Just didn't do anything. So like, okay, that's. Then we went to something called Tableau. And like we had to move the data to Tableau, and it's like so hard to build dashboards, if I understand correctly. Like we're getting things kind of there, we're just clunky and crashing all of it. And remember, I mean, I'm talking very layman terms. I'm the non-technical, so just be with that. There was, what's the Microsoft product?
Oh, Power BI?
Power BI. That's the one. Power BI. We had a lot of hopes on that, but it was just not user friendly. It was non user friendly. It was like I didn't like it. We hired like one or two people to help, and that kind of by the wayside. It was not. And then we were introduced to Sig, and uh, it was game changer. The first time the product that we had envisioned and made in Figma, like we are not Figma. This is I work all those. This is how I sketch things. And like, I didn't even know Figma existed, and then these guys they will all build it in there. And then the first time once we got Sigma, we saw that, oh, this is what I wanted. This is what it was. Right. So then it was like, okay, we have viability. So first time that we like, this could work. So
That's pretty awesome. Yeah. I think this is the story that we've heard from so many customers, that it is so easy to take Sigma and then embed it into the product, where uh, you can see this happening in real time, right? There's not a lot of lag time where when you have an idea and you can implement it immediately and see the output. And I'm glad you kind of saw the same journey to kind of exploring Sigma.
journey was when we started, our assumption was that we would have a tougher time working with map portion. As you saw on the product, there are two portions, the map portion and the dashboard portion. We thought that the dashboard portion can be easy. It's just dropping things out there. Off the shelf product, of course, it's going to work. And then, it took us like 3 or 4 different boxes before we got there. And meanwhile, the GIF product went like that. Right?
Nice.
So finally, GIF product worked, and then we got Sigma, and then both of them went like that. So that was, I was like, okay, finally, because it's like, if it's taking this much time to develop,
Right.
what is going to happen in the next and the next and the next iteration? So
Right. Yeah.
that was the scary part. Like, we can't keep on doing this. Like, 3 people. So we don't have we don't have resources. We'll start up.
Yeah. That is amazing that Sigma was able to bring you so much value with like such a small team. Let's talk a little bit about data monetization. What does data monetization mean to you?
Okay, so if you can make sense out of everything that is out there, right? I mean, I don't know if you ever taken a look at this US Census data or not, but it's not, it's like an average person cannot look at the census data and can say, okay, I can do with it. But there's so much juicy stuff in it.
Right.
Same thing with the OA data. Crime is a whole different animal in itself. So once we came up with the secret methodology and the zoom levels at which we need to see it, and that's why the map portion has a zoom level. You go in, out, so the size, economic diversity in crime, you got to look at a higher level, at the metro area level. Then you go down to the residence real estate at the neighborhood level. But even there, population and a few other things, you got to zoom out at the metro area level. Things like that, right? So at that zooming in and out and figuring it out, if you give the people interpretations of the data that they can use quickly and have it meet their goal,
right?
Then people will pay you for that. So that's the thing. It's like there's so when I said about 180 million, 180 metros, that's nearly population wise, that's about 2/3 of the country.
I see.
Okay, so that's how many people that cannot invest in their backyard right now. So that's where this became like very important. Like, okay, we can go someplace easily like that. I've had a lot of bad experiences where when all these things were not available, and the only way we could understand was we either went there and spent thousands of dollars visiting someplace and realizing that that's a dud, or going there and putting ourselves in some seriously dangerous situations because we didn't know what kind of neighborhood it was. And or depending upon the realtors or somebody's boots on the ground person without knowing what's going on ourselves. And
I see.
you become a bad statistic real easily on that. So this is what you, yeah, go ahead.
Awesome. So basically, you've taken vast amount of publicly available data. You said about 1,700 sources, and you've transformed into something in layman, like like someone like me who does not have a lot of real estate experience can actually use and then buy property in places that
Yeah,
are not in my backyard. Really,
yeah.
that's pretty amazing. Yeah, I think this is going to be a game changer. Just thinking about it from the perspective of someone who's looking to invest, right? Like who's looking to find the right properties. And again, California, which is where I live, is I'm not really sure if I can find good cash flow properties there. So I'm
So yeah,
assuming the product will walk me through that.
this is my message to anybody that is wishing to invest in real estate and is not finding a deal. Go to where to invest.io and check it out. We have a freemium level, and even in the paid level, we have a 30-day full money back guarantee. If you're not wowed by what we are presenting, tell us.
Yeah.
I mean, we were pretty confident that once you come in, we will wow you. So,
Awesome. Definitely gonna try it out. Tell me what excites you the most about partnering with Sigma.
yeah. I guess keeping it in the family, tech support from my nephew. I guess there's a time to say this guy I've known. I guess this guy. His whole life. He also happens to be my nephew, so I've known him his whole life. So this thing, like we were exploring all these things, and then we found Sigma, and it was actually at a dinner conversation that we realized that he can help us with this problem. So it was, but yeah, so that is exciting for me in a way. Uh, Also, here's the thing: I'm not the best person to say this, so I'll probably the speed is really good. Product, it's coming out. The dashboards are coming out real quickly. That's I know pretty innovative. I know that by the time it's about 9 months that we've been working with them now, it's even
Mhm.
longer, and I have seen a lot of things change based upon the product development that they have done since we have, I guess they listen to us. And I'm not the best. I wish I had a feature or two that we kind of talked about, we got and stuff. I'm not the technical person. I can't tell you, but I can absolutely tell you that did happen. So, and then it's easy to use. I know because I have actually gone to the worksheets and done things myself. So yeah, I mean I know it's easy to use. It's got good execution. And customer support guys are really good. They always invite us back to them. Come check us out at the headquarters and stuff like that. It's right. It's really nice. These are the good things.
Awesome. Awesome. I think everybody's talking about AI. We saw a little bit in the demo, but like what's really your AI strategy? How are you thinking about it?
So the current state of AI, it's really good at summarization, extraction, some of the data.
Great.
Right. So, we're using that. It's looked at when few of the gaps were, and so we were able to use AI to present a summary of recent events,
Right.
which, I mean, if an investment is coming into a metro area and hence it's going to trickle down the neighborhood, then they should know about it.
Right.
But there is no way to quantify where it's going to go and what, how, right? So should they know about it? Yes. Should they use it? Yes. So that's why we are using AI on there. And then what else? We have the WTI score, which is the deal power for each of the neighborhoods. So that is something that we have created that, but- so that is the AI that we use to score against all the relevant data sources. So we can distill it down to one number,
I see.
right? Like what is the deal power of this neighborhood? They say it's 90 and the other one is 60. And both of them have everything else, then go to the 91. As simple as that.
Makes sense. Well, this has been amazing. I learned a lot about the product. I know I've been helping behind the scenes, but this has been great kind of watching the demo, learning more about the overall strategy, and just talking with you. Um, so how can someone reach out to you if they want to learn more about WTI?
Yes, so it's Tapan, just like Japan, just with the TAPAN at where to invest.io.
Okay.
And just this is like along with monetization, this is also my passion project. I would talk about this with anyone, anywhere, anytime, hours. But also, like, if you're curious, drop us a line, go check us out at where to invest.io. And yeah, we'd love to have you on board.
Awesome. Well, thanks. This has been a great session, and thank you for doing this with us.
Of course, thank you so much for having me. Please.
Bye.